Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing good today. So in today's video I am actually going to do a full face of Mars Cosmetics. Everything you see on this face right here, I have used everything from Mars Cosmetics, and you guys know I have been buying their makeup for so long. These are my top recommendations from the brand. These are the products that I absolutely love. I honestly don't have a product from them that I dislike or anything, but these are my top recommendations, and you can see my whole face is of the products that I used from them. So without further ado, let's get started. Also, if you are someone who's new to this channel and you like affordable makeup, affordable skincare and fashion, you can hit the subscribe button because that's all the content that I post every single week. So without further ado, let's get started. Also, I just wanted to say that I am posting so much on Instagram. I'm posting reels, I'm posting just content on Instagram, amazing content. So yeah, if you guys are interested, you can follow me on Instagram as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So starting off with primers, Mars actually has 3 primers, and I know a lot of you guys are confused on which one to buy. So I just have to say that these are the 3 primers that I actually absolutely love, and I have been using these 3 but for different purposes. So I'm just going to go one by one. So this is the Mars Glow O'Clock primer. Now I love this because this one is so good for summers. This is a very sticky type of a primer base where it's like gel like, but it's kind of a little sticky, so your foundation just adheres to your face. So now if you have oily skin, I think you're going to like this. Obviously it's going to give you a little bit of glow, but this makes your makeup stay on for so long. That is what I absolutely love about this primer. So whenever I know that I want my foundation to work, to just wear for hours and hours, this is the primer that I use. This actually makes my foundation definitely look flawless, but the main thing of this primer is to make my foundation long lasting, and it totally does that, and that is why I love this primer a lot. Now the second primer that I have here is the Take a Glow primer. Now I have used this so many times on my channel here, and you guys know my thoughts on this one. I love this primer. This is a very glowy type of a primer. Now I do want to say that this one has little tiny bits of shimmer particles. It's not glitter, it's not going to look shimmery on your face, but I would say mix half of this, half a pump of this primer in with your moisturizer, and it's just going to give you that glow to your skin. Now I'm going to say that this is not a moisturizing primer. This is just a glowy primer. This is strictly a glowy primer. This is not a moisturizing primer. It doesn't dehydrate your face or anything like that. You don't feel like it's uncomfortable when you apply this, but I'm just saying that this is not a moisturizing primer. This is just a glowy luminizing primer. That's it. So the next product and the primer that I have been using the most from the brand because of my dry skin is the Mars Hydra Glow primer. Now this primer, I would say, will be good for dry skin people, even for combination skin, I would say. Now this is the primer I use most of the times because I feel like my skin is dry and I need a little bit of hydration. This is the one I use. This feels very much like, how do I say, this feels very much like serum and a moisturizer mixed in together, and it gives my skin the hydration. Now whatever foundation I use, it doesn't matter. This just makes every foundation look so good. It just gives me all the hydration. It keeps me hydrated, and it never makes my foundation look cakey, and that is why I love this. It definitely gives a very good glow, but on top of that, it is good for hydration as well. So my favorite primer, I would say, is this one, but I use both the other 2 as well for different purposes. Now coming on to base makeup from Mars, I have tried 2 of their products. This is the Blossom Foundation and this is the BB Cream. Now I have to tell you guys, these 2 are amazing. I really love the formulation of both of these products, but the only thing is they don't carry enough shades. There is not dark shades at all, and that is something that I really don't want to recommend you guys that, because honestly it's very hard for me to even find a good shade in any of these products. Like the BB cream is okay, but I wish it was a little bit darker. The foundation, it also matches me, but it's not like the perfect skin shade. So I just don't feel comfortable to recommend you guys these products. But today I used the BB cream and the formulation was quite good. It's up to you if you can find your shade, but honestly I think Mars needs to work on their shade range because it's definitely not good at all. And so the same goes for their concealer. I feel like their concealer consists of only 3 shades, like 3 skin tones, and this is the shade 03, and this is the darkest shade they have. And I just don't know what to say, you know. The formulation is top notch. You can see that totally in the video while I'm applying this. This is such a good concealer. It covers up my dark circles. It looks so good on the skin. But the only thing is the shade range isn't good at all. I mean, I don't know who can find a good shade of this concealer. I just don't know. Like, so that's why I just don't want to recommend you guys this concealer, but it's really good at the same time, so I just don't want to talk about this that much. So anyways, after the concealer, I am going to talk about the powder that they have. This is the loose powder that they have, and I am in the shade Banana. Now this one, I would say that I love it. I am someone, I don't use powder at all, you guys. I have to say that. So when it comes to powder, it's not something that I absolutely love or I absolutely grab every single day. No, I don't. But when I have to use a powder to set my makeup, when I want my makeup to stay on for hours and hours, this is the powder that I am grabbing. I have to tell you guys, the formulation of this powder is amazing. If you have oily skin, you are going to like it. But also if you have dry skin and you don't like the powder, like the feeling of powder on your face, I still think that you're going to like this, because this doesn't make my foundation look cakey or dry. That's the thing, you know, about powders, why I don't use it, is that it can make my foundation look very dry and very cakey, but this one doesn't do that at all. Obviously you have to use a very little amount. If you have dry skin, you know you have to use a very little amount in order for, you know, powders to not look cakey. But I have had powders in the past where I will use the tiniest of amounts and it just made my under eye look very, very dry, and it would make my skin look way too bad. But this one is amazing, and if I run out of it, I'm definitely going to repurchase this. As I said, powder is not something that I gravitate towards all the time, but whenever I'm using powder these days, this is the one that I'm using, and I'm shocked actually that I'm using a powder. So yeah, I really have to give it this much. So anyways, moving on now to the brow product that I absolutely love is this brow palette from Mars. Now I like to use this obviously for my brows, but I would say this is a very versatile palette. I have talked about this palette a lot on my channel here already, so I'm just going to speed this up. There is 3 shades in here. There is like this is a pomade, there is a black shade, there is a white shade, and there is a brown shade. I absolutely love this. This you can use it as your eyeshadow, you can use it for your brows. This pomade you can use it as a brown liner, and you also get a brown eyebrow pencil that you can use it for your brows. I like to use it as my kajal, as a brown kajal. I lost mine obviously. So anyway, this palette is a whole deal. I would suggest you guys to get this, even if you don't want to use this as your brow palette. You can use this totally as your eyeshadows, as your cream gel liner, as a brown kajal. This palette is like a must-have for me right now. Currently, it's a must-have. Now moving on to eyeshadows, this is my favorite liquid shadow right now. This is the Mars liquid shadow, and this is the shade 03. Now this is what I have on my eyes today. I love this shadow not because it is very shimmery or glittery. It's nothing like that. As a liquid shadow, it blends so well. It's not patchy at all. It is very hard to find liquid shadows that aren't patchy. This blends very well at like too. So liquid shadows are very hard to work with. So when you blend that in to your eyes, it just becomes very patchy. Sometimes it will, you know, look very dry, and sometimes it will flake, and this one doesn't do any of that. This makes my eyeshadow looks very, very glossy. Whenever I use this, I don't use any other eyeshadow. Like today I have no other eyeshadow on, just this one on my eyes, and that's it. So this is like a very one done kind of a thing, like a very easy to glam your look up, that kind of an eyeshadow. You just put this on, blend it a little bit, and that's it. You do not have to go in with another blending shade, and you know that it's just a very easy to work with formula, and I absolutely love this. I am definitely getting more shades. I don't know why I don't have more shades of this, but 03 shade is amazing. It is much more like a neutral taupe kind of shade, and I absolutely love this so much. It looks very glossy on my eyelids. So the next recommendation I have from Mars is this Mars Pen Liquid Liner. Now if you are someone you struggle to apply a liquid liner, I would suggest you guys get a pen liquid liner. And I have used so many pen liquid liners in the past. I have used L'Oreal pen liquid liners, I have used one from Maybelline. I have used so many different pen liquid liners, but this one, I have to tell you guys, it is the best one till now. It is very matte, it is very black too. what happens with pen liners is that once you draw 2 to 3 strokes, it tends to dry out, and after a little bit you have to shake it up and then it comes back on, you know, the liner comes back on. But with this one, it's kind of continuous. You can draw a continuous line with this, and it's very, very easy to draw, you know, your wing with this as well. And I absolutely have loved this so much. It is definitely something that I can use on a daily basis, and very, very easy to work with. Even if you are someone who doesn't like liquid liners, I just think that with this one, it's very easy to draw a wing. And yeah, I really, really like this. Ever since I got this liquid liner, I haven't used any of my other liquid liners at all, and yeah, I really actually loved it a lot. So another recommendation I have from Mars here is their mascara. This is the Fabulash mascara. Now I'll leave all the links and everything down in the comments section. And yeah, so I really love this mascara because it does give me good volume. It does lengthen my lashes too. It's not something of a revolutionary type of a mascara. For the price, I think this is amazing. I like this more than my Maybelline one actually. The Maybelline Hyper Curl mascara, I like this more than that. I like this more than the Maybelline Sensational or the super hyped up mascaras that the Maybelline have. I like it more than that as well. I am someone, I like to wear a little bit of lashes, like just right outside corner side here. I like to wear lashes, so that's why I don't tend to go for like really heavy, you know, duty mascaras. But this one is amazing if you are a beginner. It's just a good mascara. I don't know how else to talk about this one. Yeah, so it's just a good mascara, gives you volume, gives you length, and just it's good. So now for my contour and blush and everything, what I did was I actually used this shade, this brown shade, all over my, like this area, cheeks here. And yeah, I used this as a bronzer but as a blush too. So this is, as I said, this is a very versatile product. You can use this as your bronzer too and a blush too. You can see totally how blended it looks. Obviously, if you go in with this with too much, it can look a little pigmented, so you just have to blend it with nicely with a very big brush, and you can totally see I made that work. So you can use this as your like bronzer too. If you don't have a bronzer with you, you can use this as your bronzer too. So the next thing is highlighter. Now I have two highlighters from Mars. This is like the ColourPop one. This is the Mars. This is, I don't know, this comes in this circle like packaging, and one I have is a stick cream highlighter. Now out of this two, this one I would say is much more of an intense glow. So if you are someone who likes a very intense glow, you might want to check this one out. But I'm all about the very subtle type of a glow that looks very dewy and all of that. So I went in for the Mars stick highlighter. Now I have to tell you guys, if you go in straight with this with a sponge or a brush, this might look a little bit too intense on your face. But if that's what you like, do it. But I personally, what I like to do is I like to swirl my fingers in this and just tap that highlighter on my, like on top of my foundation, and it looks very, very subtle. You definitely have to blend it into your skin for it to look like, you know, blended in, so it doesn't sit on top of your skin. But once it gets blended in, it looks very, very natural. I would say it doesn't have visible shimmers, like it doesn't look like there is shimmer on your face. It just looks like a very good glow. As you can see, totally, this is the highlighter that I have on, and I really love it so much. And I just think that for the price, I think it's good. Definitely, I would like to see a little bit of a darker shade because this one is a little bit too icy for me. The formulation is quite good, but the shade is a little bit icy. So if the shade was a little bit more goldeny tan type of a shade, I think I would have liked this highlighter more. So the last recommendation and the last product I use from Mars is this lipstick that I have here. So this is the Everyday Nude lipstick, and I absolutely love this one so much. This is a very pinky brown type of a lipstick, by the way, and I used a lip liner with it. I'll leave everything down in the description box. So anyway, I would like to say that this one, the formulation of this is very good, I would say. I think that you know, even if you're someone who doesn't like matte lipstick, you're going to love this. This feels nothing on my lips, and this is completely a matte lipstick. I'll show you guys. Can you see there is nothing on my hands? This is very much of a matte lipstick, but while you're applying this feels very creamy, and that is the formulation I really, really love, because whenever you're applying this, you're not like tugging on your lips. Even if you have dry and cracked lips, it's just going to go on very smoothly. But after a couple of minutes, it's going to become very matte, and it doesn't settle in your line. So I have dry lips, obviously I have dry and chapped lips, but it looks very good, and that is why I like this, because I tend to not like that much of matte lipsticks where my lips look cracked and dry. but this formulation, you guys have to try it out. I ordered another nude shade, which is like a brown nude, so I'm waiting for that to arrive. So I'm really excited to try that one out as well. So anyway, those are all the recommendations from Mars Cosmetics from my side. Remember, this is my choice, like this is my preference of makeup. I know that so many people have so many different preferences, but my skin is dry. I like glowy makeup. I like makeup that looks very skin-like and very natural. So these are my preference, and I just think that each and every product that I talked about in today's video and I applied on my face actually works really well. And yeah, if you get anything from Mars, you can use my code Arnakshi10 to get 10% off. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. A lot of you guys wanted me to make this video, so I did. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can hit the subscribe button down there, and yeah, I will pop up in your feeds from time to time. So anyway, I love you guys a lot. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.